Hi, Elton from Thinkivity, back with Val, Glazing AI. We had a real fascinating conversation recently. If you haven't checked that out already, then we'll obviously give you the link. Go and check that as well. Today, we really want to focus in on what does all this AI mean for the glazing industry? Obviously, a lot of what we talk about is generic to any sector, but our passion is about the glazing industry, and therefore what does it actually mean for us in the glazing industry? Um, Val, if I can sort of come to you and just ask, how can it actually help a business grow and run more efficiently, do you think, this AI stuff?
You see, it depends on which kind of tasks you have. For example, if you sell glass products like windows, doors, you can have different AI chatbots. You can analyze your data and see, you can easily analyze it much easier than you use currently your tools, for example, Excel or CRM systems. You can just ask AI what is the best top selling product in March previous year, maybe in a week previous year. While you need to spend a lot of time to find that information, you will be able to just ask your AI assistant in your CRM system. Maybe it's not available right now, but I'm sure in a year or two you will have these options even from these companies that make this kind of software. And you will be able to analyze your data. You will be able to sell it faster. And AI is very good in understanding people's behavior, like
Mm.
customer behavior, so it can build you better. For example, today a lot of AI scientists and the AI scientists, they are afraid that AI can be very good in deceiving people into different frauds and scams because AI understands people's behavior very well. So if
Yeah.
it can do it and we would like to prevent it, of course we can use it for good things like understanding what customers need, asking different questions, and then when you get this lead from your AI system, you have already all information about customers. So basically, you need to approve, maybe to give some additional call, but you have already everything done. You didn't spend half an hour or 1 hour visiting, maybe. So it's much easier. And yeah, there are much more different applications depending on what you need, what kind of task.
I think that's the message, isn't it? Actually, when we talk about like the glazing sector anyway, there's so many different
Mhm.
types of business. You might be at the retail end or you might be at the manufacturing end. So there's so many
Mhm.
different, but so the key message should be it really depends what you do. I think it's all about some of those time savings. I was training with a customer on Thinkivity. We do the training. I was in there training a window installation company, so retail business. They sell to homeowners, and one of the things we went through is how to respond to that email that comes in, which is typically somebody wanting money off by the end of the job and so on, and so they'll come up with all sorts of issues that were not issues, and fortunately that's not all the time, but it does happen. And so I talked through how using GPT, because of course when you've put your heart and soul into a good job and then somebody comes back and they're just trying to get money off at the end, you can very easily respond emotionally, because you've done a really good job. um
Mhm.
and so I taught them how to use, it was in that case GPT, so how to use Chat GPT to write the response, and having
Mhm.
some preset. It was about prompt engineering, so I was saying how you could
Mhm.
preset some of the things and then you just put some specifics in. um anyway, I caught up with them. We have an event, People in Glazing, in the UK. So I was with them last Thursday night, and I said, "But what I really want to know is, have you been putting any of it into practice? It's okay me going and doing training, but." And their face just lit up, and they said, "It's unbelievable. We just get these responses out to customers now, so quick, and we never get any pushback." And I thought,
Mhm.
there you go. So it's helping them to not go and have to give away little bits of money at the end that they shouldn't have to give away. They've done a good job, but they don't end up in that situation where they think, oh, we're just going to have to just to make life easier, um, and it's not taking them any time at all. Because they've learned how to use the tools. That level of efficiency is really good. And again, how you were saying about understanding the customer. Imagine if we can pull data from our own system, but we can also pull data from current trends that are taking place, whether that be economic or style, you know, and we can pull all of that together to present a better sales pitch, essentially. And we can. AI absolutely can do that, and so I think that's really good. Which kind of leads me on to, can AI actually help you sell more windows and doors? And I've probably given a half of the answer away there, but how do you see it sort of helping in that sales end of things?
You see, as I told, first of all, it can connect with your customer when you have the first request, when people would like to know what you do. So it can be AI chatbots, and you can see some of them. They are very good. They're working very well. They use your information. They can provide a lot of details, gather a lot of right questions that you will spend your times on asking just very simple questions like what do you need, what sizes, which when you sell windows or doors or glass, you need this kind of sales steps that you can automate, and you can get quite hot lead already, not just some cold, maybe customers who just maybe they are not serious or not really needing that or this or that product. Maybe they will just move away, and you will have quite good pre-screening process with AI as well. It's not only pre-screening, but also getting good information that can be calculated. Maybe quotes, even making quotes can be possible. And then AI makes quotes and you just approve it. You just look at it and say, okay, it's good, but you don't waste your time to make this quote, to ask those 10, 15 questions before making quote.
I think that's you just said just in passing then, because it's become so normal to us. I try and pull out the bits that are probably not normal to people not involved. And you said, you just check it off and so on. There's a big term within AI circles where we talk about human in the loop. And I think we need to sort of stress that to reassure people that actually this isn't about some computer having complete autonomy and next thing you know you're fitting windows at a loss because it didn't understand the right measurements and so on. No, this is about a computer, and you'll stop thinking of it as a computer. The more you use AI, you actually refer to it as another person, but essentially the machine is doing all of the helping. We still need human in the loop, and that means there's checkpoints where we say, actually, this is nonsense, or this is good. And the way I explain that is, I would say you've got to treat AI like your apprentice. And on day one, you wouldn't have had the apprentice doing a job and not monitoring.
Mhm.
Now, over time, actually, you will get this AI to the point, just like your top installers or machine operators. But on day one, you'd never think of doing that. So therefore, don't with AI. Treat AI like an apprentice and build up that relationship and that skill set. Um, what do we think the biggest opportunities are for AI in glazing specifically?
It depends. Again, it depends on tasks that you have,
Mm,
because anything that is related to data. So AI is like a universal tool for a lot of data. So in any, like, I remember my conversation with one of producers of polishing machines at Glass Tech in Düsseldorf last year. And we were talking like, okay, AI is good, great, I like it, but how can you use it in this glass polishing machine? You just run glass and that's it. And they say like, listen, your machine can collect a lot of data still a lot of data. For example, I'm here at this trade show and I would like to discuss with the producer of polishing tools or these wheels, that polish.
Hmm.
I would like to discuss some wheels, and I don't know which one I should focus on. So I would ask with my phone. I would just ask, "Hey, Latuada, please provide me information. How many wheels did we replace
Hmm.
during last previous year? What wheels were the fastest, or maybe some positions, I don't know, break more often or whatever." So you understand like what's going on. Easier, much easier. You just can ask. And also with another producer of machines, very well-known producer, we discussed that. They told me that, you know what, maybe 10 years ago, we built a very good system, like user-friendly system to provide all different graphics and graphs about like statistics about working this piece of
Yeah.
equipment, its work, like how many it worked, how many consumption of electricity or whatever is there. So a lot of stuff. And they said me like, but almost nobody uses it. So it's not that, yeah, it's available, it's very useful, it's very user friendly, but people are lazy or whatever. So people just they maybe ask business owner, just ask someone to collect data maybe from CRM, and that's it. And they told them that AI can fix it, because
Yeah.
what AI can do is to make data accessible. Because currently your data are not that quite easily accessible. You can come into that system, but still, like Excel or
Yeah.
Photoshop, you need to know how to use it. Probably you don't know how to use it. Maybe you know how to use it, but you're lazy. Maybe
Hmm.
you're not lazy and you know how to use it, you just don't have time. But when you can just ask AI, hey, machine, tempering machine, please provide me data. How many broken pieces of glass, like exploded ones, did we have last week, last months, the same months in 2023, 2024, and so on. And you can see real data. And
Yeah.
moreover, AI can make it different, can show it in different way. Because in your system, in your software that you already made, it's just some pre-made kind of types of
Mm.
data, maybe per month, per week. What if I would like bi-weekly? Is it available? No, maybe I need bi-weekly or whatever. So AI is much more flexible in terms of data. You
I,
can.
I think you just use that example, and you can see how it's going to force an improvement in the quality of parts, because AI, rather than just answering those questions, could actually be proactively telling you, hey, when we use these parts, we get more damages at a cost of X, and these parts here that are more expensive, actually we save this amount on
Mhm,
damages. And you can see how very, very simply the AI can be proactive. I think that's the word. It can be proactive
mhm,
and actually optimizing everything you do without you having to think about it. Well, the flip side of that is, if all of a sudden um, people are really going to know whether my part is the best quality, it's going to be that transparent, then actually I have to increase my own quality. So I think it will really drive improvements in quality when we look at it like that. Um,
yes.
so it's all great, but what's the timeline? How much of this is now, and when is all of this stuff coming down the line, do you think? How quick is it going to happen?
I give just 1, 2, 3 years. It depends on how complex is the system. But basically, when you have some data, when you have some data, you can talk with your data even today. You can ask. There are tools already, AI tools that sounds like talk to your PDF. You just
Yeah.
can ask your PDF file. please explain me how many characters doing this or that or whatever you have in your file, or talk with your Excel. Uh,
Yeah,
ChatGPT or whatever tool you have, tell me which products are the best sellers this
yeah,
month or previous months. Where do we earn, or maybe which customers bring us the most amount of money, or not just revenue, profit, because there can be customer who brings a lot of revenue but not a lot of profit. So maybe I need this, or maybe I just would like to ask, listen, I have a lot of those products at stock. I would like to sell them as soon as possible. So maybe I would like to sell them not only as soon as possible, but also as profitable as possible. So I just can
mhm,
ask with natural languages. Find me
yeah,
top 5 customers. I would like to send them emails, those who I sell the fastest and the most profitable. And it will pull up and will show that, listen, here we have customers that bought it a lot, like here's the top, like we sold a lot of those products to them, and also here's the profit. So I connected these different customers and see that these are the best ones, the best match for these two parameters, speed and profit. Or
yeah,
maybe you say, oh, I don't care about profit, let's just take money back, so sell it as soon as possible. I have some other profitable things to buy. So you can ask. You just can
yeah,
ask, and it will come. And as soon as someone will have it, other will have to have it. It's like a website. You cannot have not to have website unless you do something very very handy, like maybe you just don't need
yeah.
like
But it's very
electrician.
few people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very few people. I think that's exactly it. I really think it's the groundswell now is at such a level that this isn't one that can be put off because it's happening. We're no longer in a position of we don't want this to happen. It is happening. I was absolutely shocked when I did a presentation last year at the Glazing Summit, and I essentially painted a picture of how in the future the homeowner won't go to a search engine, they won't go to a showroom, they will ask their AI and basically say, I need new windows and doors. What should I get? Who should I use? How much will it cost? And automatically coming back to their phone will be I've downloaded you an app so you can measure your own windows. But from Google Street View or similar, it already knows the sizes of the windows roughly. So
Mhm.
here's the quote, here's the best people because I've checked them out and looked at all of this stuff, and I've downloaded the contract ready for you to sign. Complete
Mhm.
frictionless purchase. And I thought, when I described that, I was deliberately describing the future. And I asked the people in the audience, who were a mix of sort of fabricators and installers, but so the whole supply chain were there. Um, and I said, is this like 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 or 20? And I was
Mhm.
expecting the the sort of the pioneers would have said 10, and the
Mhm.
laggards would have said 20. The average came back at 5.
Mhm.
And this is from the industry.
Mhm.
Now, certainly here in the UK, we are not considered to be one of the most high tech, uh, technology adopting, future facing sectors. But when it came back at 5, I remember stood there just absolutely shocked about, if this is what the industry think. So this isn't me trying to sell the idea of what the future looks like. This is what
Mhm.
these guys think. Um, it really changed my timeline here on when this is coming.
Mhm.
And I thought it's coming far sooner than we think. That's probably the takeaway. So, probably a good place to end this particular episode on. AI is there's a lot of benefits for us, and it's coming far sooner than we think. Once again, as always, Val, it's been fascinating to talk with you. I love your take on what's happening. So that's been really good. guys, if you've got any questions or any views or anything, do join us on social media. You know, you can get the profiles, we'll link them, and check out the previous episode if you haven't already. And we'll come back and we're going to be talking about AI and its role with people. Because, you know, a lot of people are asking, does it replace them? How does it all work? You know, what's this connection? So I look forward to sitting back down with Val and talking about that and sharing it with you. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching the video.
Yeah, thank you very much.